Arnold Schwarzenegger is slamming Newsom's gerrymandering scheme.
We worked so hard to get the independent redistricting commission in California, and now all of a sudden they're undoing all of that. I saw on television basketball players getting arrested, coaches, famous coaches getting arrested. So they're getting arrested, and here they're cheating, and they're having a war on cheating here in America with this gerrymandering. So it's really sad. If you want to really fight for democracy, why would you go and destroy the Constitution in California?
But Newsom may not even be the real culprit behind redistricting. The Washington Post reports that former President Obama coordinated with the governor's office on how to pass the new map through the legislature and communicate it to the public. But even the far-left media is challenging the Democrats' narrative, calling out their hypocrisy for claiming Trump is rigging the election.
You said Democrats, there are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. But recently, you've been using the term rigged elections in reference to the upcoming midterms.
No, I've been using that term in the context of Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to gerrymander congressional maps in a partisan fashion all across the country in order to rig the midterm elections.
You know, Democrats are also going through gerrymandering and redistricting.
Well, Democrats are going to push back aggressively to make sure that we have fair maps across the country, not partisan gerrymandering.
Joey, the term gerrymander goes back to 1812.
It's named after a guy named Jerry.
Yeah, so this isn't exactly a new concept.
Yeah, I hate it. I really do. I don't like it on either side. I understand the partisan strategy. You do have a party that has imported voters, whether they want to admit to that or not, because the way we decide how many states get representatives or how many they get is based on the census, which does not currently ask about citizenship. So if you brought 200,000 residents into California, chances are they're going to pick up a representative if they haven't lost that many to Texas and Tennessee, which is what actually happened. And so it's an important issue. This is something where the Constitution maybe, I don't know, just doesn't give us enough, or we've just really ruined it, because it does leave it to the states in good faith to figure out how to decide its congressional districts, and both parties in the states have just really ruined this process. What we can do is we can come up with 100 ways we shouldn't decide congressional districts, take it to court and get the court to decide on it. We can't come up with a really good way to do it, and that's the problem.
You know, Guy, we're still waiting to see what these maps are going to look like across the country once the dust settles. Ohio still has to redraw their maps. You look at this fight in California. Texas, there's lawsuits. You look at the Supreme Court case relating to Louisiana and the Voting Rights Act. Where do you think this will all end up?
Great question. And then we do it all over again in 2030, of course, in the next census. Here's the other point that I think we don't pay enough attention to it. It doesn't get enough attention here. In 2020, the last census, the Census Bureau admittedly screwed up badly to the benefit of Democrats and to the detriment of Republicans. They overcounted Democratic populations in blue states and undercounted Republican populations in red states. And therefore, most experts look at this and they say the Democrats gained about 6 House seats and therefore electoral votes in blue areas that they shouldn't have had based on a screwed up count that the Census Bureau, again, admitted. They said, yep, we got this wrong. So you could look at what Texas has done is at least just kind of bringing things back to where they should have been if the count had been done correctly. And then the retaliation from California is trying to, if you want to use their terminology, re-rig the thing in favor of Democrats. So I hope we get an accurate count in 2030. I think that's very important. I do find it interesting and rich watching the Save Democracy Democrats push for independent commissions in a bunch of states to do the redistricting, and now they're trying to undo that now because it's not quite partisan enough for their liking. I mean, it's hypocritical is overused as a term, but it applies here, obviously.
Tommy, how powerful do you think former President Obama still is? You know, obviously he's getting himself involved with California.
Yeah, he's so overrated at this point. I think his influence is waning, or at least I'm hopeful that it is. Although it's interesting because a lot of these Democrats are not campaigning with Kamala and Joe. You'd think that they would. They're campaigning still with Barack Obama. He's having to hold that party above water. I think he's vastly overrated. But I will say this on Prop 50. It's amazing if you're here in California and you've got a budget deficit, right? Largely because of your Medi-Cal program, because you want to fund all the illegal alien health care. But Gavin Newsom, the voters decided, speaking of propositions, the voters decided overwhelmingly on Prop 36, which was supposed to be the answer to these felon coddling policies, Prop 47, and to some extent 57. But Gavin Newsom won't fully fund it. He won't really fund it much at all. So the voters already told you what they wanted. But now you're trying to bring in this Prop 50. You want people to vote on it. You're wasting all this money for this special election. They sent out these mailers, the literature on Prop 50. They made a mistake on it. They had to resend out a lot of it, costing, again, more money. Your state is underwater. You're losing people. You're funding illegal aliens. And this is Gavin Newsom's priority? That says everything about Gavin Newsom and why he will never be president.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.